Is how to make white flour from homegrown wheat. First of all, you need to cut your wheat down in the summer. This summer I've harvested earlier in the year. What you need to do is get the individual grains out of the wheat head. Small home scale, one of the easiest ways of doing that is hitting the heads against the inside of a bucket, and all the grains tend to fall out, and this is called threshing. And what you end up with is the individual grains like that, and a lot of stuff, which is like the husk of the wheat, and that's called the chaff. So the next process is called winnowing. That's separating the wheat, that bit there, from all the sort of indigestible chaff. One of the best ways of doing this is to pour it from bucket to bucket on a fairly breezy day. All the heavier wheat will fall to the bottom into the other bucket, and the lighter weight chaff will kind of blow away. Do this a few times, again and again, until you've mostly just got wheat left, and you should end up with something like that. There's always a bit of chaff left over when you do it by hand, but it doesn't really matter because it's going to get sifted out later on in the process. What's left, well, that's the straw, which is really good for animal bedding, or on a bigger scale it can be baled up, and some people even use it for building houses out of. The next step is to grind it into flour. This will keep for years if you dry it out first and leave it in an airtight jar, and it'll be ready to grab a bit of it whenever you want to make some flour. Put it into your flour mill. This is my hand cranked flour mill, and what I do is I put the grain in, turn the handle, and out comes some really nice fine flour. You'll end up with something like that. Now that is whole wheat flour. That's got everything in it, the skin of the wheat, all the fibre, all the bran, everything. And if you're happy with that, if you like your loaves slightly denser but full of vitamins and minerals, then that's it. Stop there, you're done, you're good, make your loaf. But if you want to refine it further into that sort of white flour, you need a few more steps. To pass for a series of ever finer sieves. So this first sieve size should remove most of all the outer casing of the wheat, the bran. And that's where most of our leftover bits of chaff are being left behind. That's full of fibre, fair few bit of minerals and B vitamins, and then we're getting slightly more refined there. The next sieve is pretty much my finest one, so I'm going to put this through it. What's kind of left behind here is the germ, like the embryo of the wheat seed, and that's actually full of like zinc and a few other minerals, and that makes really good animal feed, although some people buy it in health food shops. What we're left with is mostly the endosperm of the seed, kind of all the starch, but there is quite a bit of the protein left in there as well, and that'll make you your sort of light, bouncier white bread, although you have taken out a fair bit of the nutrition, but it does make that sort of tastier stuff. If this was a commercial flour mill, some of them, they actually pass chlorine gas through this to kind of bleach it white, and some of them also pass other chemicals, kind of the oils and stuff out as well. But otherwise, that is the best I can do anyway on a home scale of getting nice white flour.